Welcome back, everyone. My name's TMG Penty. Welcome to another movie talk. And this week we're going to be talking about one of anime's greatest films, Ghost in the Shell. I picked this up recently on 4K and decided to sit down and watch it. It is directed by Mamoru Oshii. I'm going to try to say these names the best off. It's starring Atsuko Tanaka, Akio Otsuka. I don't know how to say. It has an accent mark that I don't know, and Imasa Kayumi. I don't think that's an L, but anyways, it's featuring those great voice actors taking on the role of essentially this special police force in District 9, or I guess it's just their police force, in a world that, if you've played Cyberpunk recently, it's the same thing almost exactly. It's a world full of all these people who are obsessed with cybernetics. They're all in districts. I guess districts represent different countries in this anime. That's sort of how I took it. But they're in their different districts, going around stopping cyber criminals. So the film starts off with I guess that's someone seeking diplomatic immunity. And the reaction, I honestly sort of was lost on that point of what was happening there. I guess it was just trying to introduce you to the characters. But other than that, it keeps going, and you follow these police officers who are hunting down people who are trying to hack into important political figures within the world. And the plot goes on sort of a similar note to Blade Runner 1 and Blade Runner 2049. It takes on a similar plot where they're trying to explore the fact of what it means to be human, what it means to be alive. They talk a lot about this. You know, one of the characters gets talked. The main character, Major, or I think her character's name is actually Makoto, but they constantly refer to her as Major later in the anime or the movie. Her character likes to dive, and her partner, so the difference is Makoto, the main character Major, is completely cybernetic. She's a cyborg because she has a ghost, which they talk about a lot in the show, which just is your soul essentially. Her soul was ported into her cybernetic body, but in all regards, she's just a oh god, an android. She's just an android. Everything of her is not human. The only thing that's human is her soul. And to talk about her conflicts and deal with them, she likes to go scuba diving. And her partner, who is more cyborg, he still has some humanoid parts to him. He's not fully cybernetic, as they discuss. Talks to her about like why you want to do that. She's made of metal. She sinks. Like the only thing that keeps her afloat is her ability to float, or to swim, not to float. And she just discusses how she can't come to grips with the fact of whether she's still human. And from there, it divulges into a political plot between two of the districts and what's happening between them. It has a pretty short runtime. It's an hour and 22 minutes. Again, it's another really short movie, sort of like Pass the Glory, which I talked about recently. The big thing I want to harken on is this movie looks fantastic. This is even more of what I would have liked to see from Cyberpunk. So Cyberpunk to me still looked like a city. This is just like jam-packed technological alleyways of skyscrapers on skyscrapers on skyscrapers. The way I look at it is how Cyberpunk starts in the first mission where you're going to save the woman from the ice bath, because I think she's been like they're trying to rip her apart for parts or something. But it reminds me of that. It's dirty, it's grungy. They're in this District 9 where pretty much everyone is cyborgs or androids essentially, because half of them don't even have their body parts anymore. And it's crazy. Also, the soundtrack is, I don't know if I could say it's great. I'm not a music guy. I don't really love music a ton, but it stands out. It's very unique. Sort of gave me the vibes of or the reminders of Witcher and Odyssey. Has a lot of like long held notes from a female sing. I don't know what the term would be, throat singing. But if you picture the battle music from both Odyssey and Witcher, that sort of idea is what I get when I listen to the music of this. And for an old movie, I will say it's really confusing, and a lot of the subtitles go a little fast, so it's a little hard to keep up with. So maybe watching in English will allow you to have a better understanding of the movie. But overall, its plots and themes were intriguing, to say the least. It really lives up to its name, Ghost in the Shell. If you watch the movie, you'll understand how it sort of plays on that term. But I really enjoyed it. I see why this is a standout anime movie. I picked it up on 4K because it was on sale, and I'd never seen Ghost in the Shell before, so I was excited to sit down and watch something that I feel you need to have watched if you were an anime fan. I don't know if I'll pick up the other stuff. I guess I should. It'd be intriguing. I don't know where the plot goes from the ending, but overall, I definitely see why it's considered a fantastic film, even outside Japan. It looks good in 4K. It's just beautifully drawn. I love 90s art style for anime. I think it looks the best. It looks so good for how it was hand drawn. And a lot of anime, I struggled to enjoy their art style because they started to look really generic. And so I guess I just liked the generic of that time. But overall, it was an insanely impressive and enjoyable movie to sit down and watch. If you like anime, even if you don't, I think you could get a good kick out of it. If you like Blade Runner, you would enjoy watching this movie. If you liked Cyberpunk, you would enjoy watching this movie because it takes place in this cool futuristic world with all the tech. And other than that, that's really all I have to say about the movie. The takeaway is similar to Blade Runner. Like, am I human? Are humans really human? What makes you human? Human? Question mark. There you go. That's a good one. And so, yeah, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. It's up there as like a good movie I enjoyed. I definitely give it a watch. I think I'd watch it in English next. I know people hate dub, but I want to be able to catch all the lines I missed. And other than that, that's all I have to say about Ghost in the Shell. Just to try and keep it not spoilery. I did watch an explanation video which talked more about the themes of the movie, which are intriguing. It's about like identity and like it's like something duality and and evolution is what the guy talked about. Because there were some things I was a little confused on what was happening at the ending, because it happens a little fast. There's not a lot of exposition. Matter of fact, there's not even a ton of talking. There's just a lot of like setup shots where they're showing you the environment over their great soundtrack. So it's a definite watch. Go ahead and watch it. Go give it a watch. It's an enjoyable movie. I think you'll have fun. It's worth sitting down and looking at this classic film that has inspired, obviously, I'd imagine it inspired some of, well, I don't know, Cyberpunk's also a RPG tabletop, but probably inspired people who made futuristic films and focused them in worlds full of technology and everything like that. Other than that, the next film I should be watching after this and talking about is either Joker or Hellboy. Hellboy, the one featuring David Harbour. I know people didn't love it too much, but I was intrigued. I like David Harbour from Stranger Things, so I'm willing to give it a chance. And other than that, tell me your thoughts on Ghost in the Shell, when you watched it, what you thought of it, however long ago it was you watched it, what you're playing, what you're enjoying right now. Other than that, have a good one.